Hi everyone. We are back again with more Shadowbringers today, and here we are. We're underwater in the Tempest Zone now. And we're trying to find where Emmett Selk took our friend the Exarch, because Exarch was really wounded after trying to pull the light out of us and then jump into a void and kill himself so that the light would go away, because we absorbed too much light from all the bad guys we've been killing. So we're corrupted by light, and our friends don't know how to save us, and we're trying to find this somewhere underwater is where Emmett Selk lives, or is keeping the Exarch. So we're doing the usual: find new people, befriend them, and help their village, and then hopefully they'll help us find the area in the water that we're looking for, because they should know the area pretty well. So let's see, here's a quest for an ether current. He says, "Hail, Finless one, and welcome to Cups. Long have I wanted to converse with one of your kind. I am called Neros Cole. How may I address you?" Tell him my name. Marigold, ye curious. Before we speak at length, there is something I would show to you. Let us leave behind the cups and head due west. Come. I don't want to go there yet, because I have some other stuff to do here in town. I'm trying to bring these fish guys we talked to said if we bring peace and prosperity, then that means that we're from the gods and helping. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's as fair a test as any, I suppose. It looks like a giant onion in the water, doesn't it? A little glowy onion thing. Alright, let's talk to Ishtola. We've all been trying to help these villagers. Alright, she says, Marigold, have you learned aught of note? Well, there's a whole underground area here. Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes and confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. Alright, let's see if there's anything else I need to pick up in this area before I go wandering off. There are so many quests. So many quests, but I only want the ether currents and the main quest line. Everything else can wait. Because our poor friend the Crystal Exarch is like dying and a mess, and the bad guy has him. Well, I kind of understand, in the best way, they've made the villain understandable, where he just wants to restore the world the way it used to be and bring back all his friends. And we know what that's like. Like, oh, we wish we could bring our friends back too. But unfortunately, he has to commit genocide on, 7 worlds? So maybe that's not so great. Maybe that's not a good plan. Alright, Ishtola, what do you think? She says, now there are 2 tasks I would have you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement and note their most distinctive characteristics. For the second, I wish you to use this knife to take scrapings from one of the remnant walls. Pray be as thorough as you can, and I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigation. You should do it yourself, Ishtola. You can scrape buildings. Oh, I guess she can't really observe the outside of the buildings the same way I can, so I guess that part's fair. Alright, inspect the structures for distinctive features, and then we're using our zooming camera thing. Let's see, are there any distinctive features? I don't know if would be considered distinctive. Distinctive window. There we go. The tall, slender towers feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you haven't seen nowhere else. They're very pretty windows. Alright, so we've seen that. What do we need to do next? We need to go over this time. Ominous tracks. I'm too far. Oh, it's the fate. Okay, I don't actually want to do that fate. Oh, it might be fun. Alright, remnant wall. Let's scrape it. Scrape. Let's deface their building. You set the point of the knife against the wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. Ah, that's good information. It's super, super sturdy. That's probably how it survived so long. The these fish people said that their whole village was killed. All their people that weren't out hunting were killed by the flood, and then they wandered around until they found this area to settle. Ishtola says, and what have you discovered? Yes, I would agree that the windows are most distinctive. 'Twould seem structures appear the same to both your sight and mine. And you say you could not so much as scratch the wall, even with all your might behind the blade. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn by peculiar materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings I had you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you it's nothing of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties, blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even the Ronkin Empire, once the greatest power in Norvrant, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Ronkins, then who? Who were these ancients the Ondo claim as the architects of their sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies with the reason Emmett Selk withdrew here to the Tempest. Yeah, probably. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortals would struggle to reach, but there are many such remote locations. Why here specifically? Emmett Selk is devoted to his role, and thus we may assume his choice of stronghold somehow serves the Ascian agenda. Or, mayhap, 'tis a place more dear to him than any other. So, let's see. I'm gonna say, are you saying this place was built by ancient Ascians? I mean, he was talking earlier about their big, perfect city. That's my theory, says Ishtola, that these structures are remnants of a time before history, of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first, they might have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of the mural and the Katana Ravel. Almet presented it to me during my visit to Fano after our victory in Calusia. Oh yeah, the murals that we were looking at. Ishtola says, here's the first scene. By Emmett Selk's own words, it depicts a city of eons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarities between its towers and those you have just inspected? I do see the similarity. We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, one which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I've seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east, and south held no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. Okay, sounds like a plan. And we also, the reason the ocean floor is dry is because we got this big flying whale, magical being, and he made a giant air bubble under the water, which is kind of destructive to everything that lives there. I'm all, yeah, we'll just, drain the ocean. It'll be fine. Okay, but I can already breathe underwater, but my friends can't. It says you may view the Katana Ravel mural at any time by using the relevant key item menu. Okay, the quest destination will not be displayed on the map. You must search for a structure which resembles the buildings in the mural. Then inspect it from the survey point. The survey point will be found nearby in a location which allows a full view of the structure. Okay, so they're not going to help us to find where we need to go. Fine. That's okay. Let's see. We have this other quest down here. I'll go that way. She did say go northwest, though. Northwest is that way. Alright, I'm going to remember the location, I hope. This guy who needed help. You've got a bicycle? No, just some wheels and some things. He says, these are relics of your kind, yes? The leavings of a ship that sailed the seas above long, long ago. They lie as they fell, untouched by any Ondo, for most little interest in the affairs of the finless. I, however, do. Ever since I was saved by one of yours, after being washed ashore, weary and near death, such kindness is a rare and wonderful thing, and I would know more of the people who showed it to me. And so I ask you to teach me of your ways. These objects, for example, what purpose do they serve? How are they used? It's like the Little Mermaid. Narash recalled gestures to the nearby debris, entreating you to inspect them, and offered a detailed explanation. Okay, let's show him. This wheel is to steer ship. A running ship's wheel. That was carved from the wood of one of your many trees, yes? What purpose does this peculiar contraption serve? And I say it used... you can choose, it's used to steer a ship at sea, or fashion, you wear it on your head. I don't want to make him wear it on his head. I don't even tempt him. Ah, the vessel is your kind used to traverse our waters, and without a wheel is at the mercy of the wind and the currents. I see. Okay, and then I'll show him these alcohol bottles. Among the debris, remnants of several shattered bottles of wine. Such fragile containers they were. I suspect they once contained something of great value. What can you tell me of their purpose? And I can say... I can say they were used to store intoxicating spirits, or they were used as makeshift weapons, first to bludgeon, then to stab. I'm gonna say it's intoxicating spirits, although technically you can use it to bludgeon and then stab. Fragrant liquids which cloud the mind. I have heard of these before. Do finless ones so delight in dulling their wits? You know, they really do. They totally do. The answer is yes. He says, thank you. In our short time together, you have already taught me so much. A pity that none of these pearls of wisdom will serve my needs. Here comes another friend. The other guy says, Narash, what are you thinking, wandering off on your own with this finless one? This is no time for you to fiddle with their leavings. The clutch mother is in terrible distress. No, you do not understand. I brought her here to... Pray forgive this child his impudence. I am Zerosh Oan, and on behalf of the clutch mother, I come to entreat your assistance. Sure, I'll help your mom. What does she need? It seems you do not realize that in driving back the waters of the Tempest, you have placed our beloved clutch mother, leader of the Ondo, in mortal peril. Oh, I'm sorry. She is pregnant. Here in the depths she will give birth to many, many eggs. We male Ondo will then take them into our care and raise them as our own. But absent the flowing waters, we know not if she will be able to deliver them safely. If not, the future of our people will be in jeopardy. Great, I'm sorry. We've totally destroyed a lot. We should just put breathing bubbles over our head or something. The flood of light claimed many Ondo lives. Though we have rebuilt our numbers somewhat in the decades since, it would be devastating to lose an entire generation, or worse, the clutch mother herself. She wishes to speak with you directly, that we might find together a solution to this dilemma. Will you return with me to the Cups? Sure. Since we created this horrible problem, we're lucky they're not killing us. Narash, come. I will not let you trouble our guest or the clutch mother further. I guess this guy we've been talking to is a kid or a teenager. Everything I have done for her, says this younger one. Is he trying to figure out stuff for the clutch mother? Well, we'll help her as much as we can. We'll do our best. Back into the village we go. Let's go talk to this poor pregnant creature that we've disrupted her whole life and put her and all her children at risk. Sorry. Sorry, we're destroying your world and ecosystem. And we're trying to save the world. We're making an attempt. Well, Beyond this gate resides the Clutch Mother. Approach and hearken to her words. Okay, we keep her in a cage. Or is this a gate to protect her? Honored guest, I, the Clutch Mother of the Ondo, bid you welcome to our realm. Thanks, Clutch Mother. Sorry about dehydrating you. You will forgive me for receiving you in this fashion. For the safety and well-being of my children unborn, I must remain within, away from the dangers without. Fair enough. As you know, under normal circumstances, this place would be filled with blessed water, from which I would draw strength and support to bring these eggs into the world. Alas, I am but half submerged now, and I fear for my ability to fulfill my sacred duty. I'm sorry. I'm given to understand that you and yours are the ones responsible for drawing back the waters of our realm. With good reason, I am sure, however, it is my sincere hope that you will agree to aid us, given that you are responsible for the state of affairs. Fear not, I desire no direct assistance. Rather, I would beg a boon of your people's knowledge, of childbirth, and how the finless ones ease the burdens of their struggling mothers. I have to give her an epidural? Zerash's owner will be my agent in this matter. Heed his words and answer his questions. This is all I ask. Do you consent? Well, sure. Thank you, honored guest. Go well. Great. Give me a giant needle. I'm going to take some spinal fluid out. Or do they inject something into the spine? I forget. I had one epidural with one baby. My other baby I did not. Then it is agreed. However, I must consult with her attendants before we speak further. For now, I bid you and Narash Cole go about your business and be ready if called upon. Okay. We're ready to help her if we can. Wait, Marigold. It says for you. Have you a moment to converse in private? Outside the cups, please. Okay, we'll go back out and talk. Okay. Funny enough, the baby that I had that I didn't have the epidural with, I was submerged in water. They let me have a big pool of water, like a big hot tub. It was a really good hospital to let you do that. So I was just like floating in a nice warm tub. It was all sanitized and everything, and it didn't have bubbles or anything. It had like a plastic liner. It was at a hospital. And that's how babies is born. So yeah, warm water. I'm all here. This is what will help you. Sorry, I literally took it away from you. Other baby, I had a land birth and I had an epidural, so I can't do that for the poor Clutch Mother. Poor thing. Narash says, "'Tis a rare thing indeed to be granted an audience with the Clutch Mother. I hope this serves to help you understand how important these eggs are to us. Before you came to the cups, I had been searching for a means to assist her in giving birth. That is why I have been studying the relics of your people. Unfortunately, I found nothing that seemed suitable for the purpose. I cannot stress to enough how important she is to us. She is mother to all Ondo, her every egg brother and sister. We would do anything and everything to welcome them into the world and see them grow into healthy, happy Ondo. There must be some way you can help us achieve this end." I'm sorry. Really messed up your whole world. Alright, let's see if we can find this tower that looks like that. It's just a big old spiky tower. Let's see if we can find it from somewhere. Remember how I said it was to the northwest? I don't remember exactly where we were. Okay. Start looking at buildings. Let's see, there's a building. I don't know if that's the one we want though. Let's see. Inspect it from the survey point. I feel like I could go a lot of places before I know where I'm supposed to be. any towers in this area. I think I'm gonna come too far to the north. Okay. Let's go more south. Short stream. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make dinner or not. So, well, it's gonna depend on that. I think I might end up looking it up because I don't know, I'm wandering around, but it's gonna help us, but I really don't know where else to go. I wonder if there are any botany plants that could clone away. There's the money as we travel. Alright, here's the towers we saw before. Which means this is near where we were. I tried to scrape the building and couldn't. This cool bridge made of this like sea cucumber stuff. You're a really pretty sea cucumber. Very pretty. Oh, look at the big snail, sea gelatin. Hi, that's kind of cute. Don't look at me like that. Oh look, buildings. Or something. Does that look like a building? Is that just rocks? It looks like a tumbled building. What's this one? I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. Okay. Oh, it has a name too. Which it did flash on the screen, but oh, a mantis shrimp. I read about those. They can see like 8,000 colors. See you later, mantis shrimp. Another creature, a hydrozoan. You are less cute, but you're cool. Don't let my opinion bring you down. Alright, it should be... the viewing point should be around here. I looked it up. Wandering around the seafloor did not sound super fun. Let's see. Should be right over here. Let's see what I'm supposed to be looking at from here. Gosh, I could have wandered forever. I'm still not having a lot of luck, am I? Not seeing any vantage point in this area. And I did get to see the cool mantis shrimp. Alright, I found it on line 2211. Let me write that down. I can't be that far from it, can I? Yes, it would appear I am very far from it. Let me get my notes. Like a scratch paper. There we go. Okay, it's at 2211. Which is... let's see. Straight that away. Okay. Head there and interact with the sparkling survey point. Oh, was it right where I was looking at that cool thing? The thing that I was wondering about? That would be frustrating, wouldn't it? If I passed it and didn't realize what it was. It says there's a sparkling thingy. I'm not seeing the sparkling. 22, well, I'm not at 2211, am I? 22. Oh, an ether current. Let's go grab that while we're here. I can get up the hill. There, ether current. Give me it. There's a sparkling server right now. Gosh, I could have gone 100 years without finding that. I'm really glad about the internet. Thank you, internet. Can you say anything? Alright, you cannot continue this quest until the conditions are met. Class job, any disciple of war or magic. Oh, it's because I'm in my botany gear. Okay. That's fine. I got scared there for a minute. I'm like, hold on. What do you mean I'm not the right class? I've done everything. Alright, yes, that thing that looks like a tower sure was. But it's all collapsed now. Ishtal says, aye, this is the mural writ large. Though I cannot guess at its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much of the tower's height lays hidden beneath the ground, I wonder. Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins. Countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization, its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Assassins. Yet it did exist. They lived here, in this city. On the first? I guess it's a fragment of it. But let us focus on what we've learned so far. The Ondu chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes this phenomenon related to the ancients' return. Thus, can we surmise that what the Ondo saw shining in the abyss was in all likelihood yet another remnant of this age-old civilization? And who else would light the lanterns, as Reen put it, than Emmett Selk himself? 'Tis almost certain he is there. Well, good. I'm glad we figured it out. Sort of, more or less. But if we are to find this stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Ondo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. We do need to win them over, so that they'll help us after we've harmed them. Thank you for assisting me with my investigations. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest of us, your condition demands that we make all reasonable haste. If you are not too weary, it may be useful to speak with Posh Owen again, and if there's aught else he is willing to divulge. Alright, let's see if he'll tell us anything new. Alright. Alphina's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Yeah, sorry about that. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the Walls of the Forgotten? I'll say, are they the ruins to the northwest? Yes, that is the sacred site of which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by the ancients? I believe it may be so. Listen then, and I will tell you of our plan to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We requested a finless craftsman to shape for us the sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grenold. You will find his workshop in a metal structure to the south. Why is that name familiar? Have we met someone by this name before? Alright, let's see if we can find this guy. Which way do we need to go? Far this way. Okay, maybe we'll find another ether current. Looks like he's in this strange big structure. This blue wall with a chimney. Let's see if we can find him. Hello? Anybody home? Hi, can we invade your space? Hi, Grenold. Oh, that's just great. That is. Me mind's playing tricks on me now. Look, Grenold, someone's come to visit you at the bottom of the bleeding ocean. Or it might just be a ghost, eh? Go on, foul shade. Feast yourself on me, rotten soul. I've got no use for it. A craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a dome and hammer. And that's an insult to bloody sea slugs. Grenold appears to be suffering from a crushing bout of self-doubt. Maybe you can psych him up. Alright, let's psych him up. Psych myself up. Hey, you wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would you? Spirit? Know what you'd expect from a servant in the netherworld. What would you say? I'm gonna say, have we met before? Where do I know this name from? Might be we crossed paths back in the Crystarium, but I don't reckon we've been formally introduced. My name's Grenold, and this here's meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I can give myself over to my work, far from the distractions of the outside world. And yet here we stand. Now what's so damn important that you dive all the way down here to the bottom of the Bleeding Tempest to bother me? I'm supposed to get a lamp? Oh, the Ondo's lamp. God's curse me, empty head. I have not so much as made a start. And he collapses on the ground. My goodness. Well, let's get working on it then. I'm worth less than a sea slug, nay the slime left by a sea slug. Me delivery dates long past, me workbench is untouched, and I call myself a bleeding artisan. You've heard their beliefs, have you? Bringing light to them ruins will be an act of deep religious and cultural significance. And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion. But I just can't bloody well... Ah, my mind's bleeding blank. It's like I've pissed away my last drop of inspiration. This guy... Maybe it's better that he lives at the bottom of the ocean. He's not doing really good. Tell me you've got something to show me. Something as I'll give me muse a right good kick up the arse. Yeah, I'll kick your muse. Sure. The Ondo want to honor the coming of these ancients, so their answering lights was got to blaze with the right kind of brightness, like the spark of life caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly is not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship endured. You know what I mean? Granite seeks a particular kind of inspiration, the kind that crystallizes only at the culmination of a long and tragic tale. Complete any of the role quest lines available at the Wandering Stairs in the Crystarium, and then return to Grenouille once more. Okay. Luckily, I'm partway through one of those quests. I started in on it. Alright, I just wanted to see what he says. Right here, Voice from the Void. We've been working on it. We're trying to hunt, since I'm magic DPS, we're trying to hunt the magic DPS member of the Warriors of Darkness, and I've teamed up with this archer person, and the archer person showed me how this sorcerer guy, let's see, I think there's a picture of him. There's a picture of him right here, circling it with my cursor. How he makes these void holes in reality. And we sent this mannequin automaton thing toward one to see how close can you get to it without being sucked in. And while we were there, we heard a little boy crying inside that he couldn't find his way out. So I used my ether and we got him out, and he was a mess. So we took him to this village, and that's where I left him because I'm a hero. So let's see. We took him to get cared for. Sirig, who's the guy I'm helping with this. The boy's resting now. He is weak, but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? It's a good question. There's much we must ask him when he awakens. On another subject. This may be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? Let's say, as a matter of fact, I might have done so. You don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm just my friend. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not, I'll manage somehow. Yeah, I don't really think a hero is gonna be a great mom as she wanders the world. I mean, maybe she could be. I don't think she'd be bad, but okay. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Let's just take him to the doctor first. Give him a sandwich. We'll be alright. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know the boy's awake and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. In fact, other than his own name, Tainer, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems like a good lad, mind you, eats my half-assed cooking with a smile, and nary a word of complaint, yet I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. Yeah, if we can find him. I suggest that he go for a stroll around Mordsuk in the hopes that the sights might help jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check up on him? Yeah, let's find this kid. out with all the kobolds. Eating those like wriggling worms and other foods. Hi Tainer, you're up and standing now. Do not tell me you are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Zerg says, I'll be damned, that boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him, despite his young age. Tanner here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from, only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the Hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible, is it? And I'll say, you'd be surprised. People do travel here from other worlds. It's happened. You know something I don't, friend? Worry not, I won't pry for details, says Serig. Oh well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely, finding the boy here at home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. Put up signs. Found child. Tainer says, you truly do that for me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Ha, there's no burden at all. Besides, if we could figure out just who you are and where you came from, it might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in the world, with not a soul to look after you or care for you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply receive their tutelage, I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. If that is truly so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Mordsuk and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainer's description, which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let's have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumors. Alright, anyone missing an apprentice child? Anyone on free apprentice? Hi, Culinarian. Do you have any good food I want? Let's see. Gosh, it's 3,000 gold for one food? No, I'll just buy some. I'll buy it from the market board. You can usually get it cheaper than that. Support my fellow gamers and adventurers. Oh, there's the Guar looking thing. Look at him. I love him. So cute. Savvy merchant, have you seen a family for this child? Rumors of a missing boy, you say. Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Mordsuk, I stopped over at an inn at Journey's Head. There, I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin eater and was separated from his child in battle. Bloody hell, could it be? Says Sirig. If the sin eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. Phronesis is the name of the mage that we're hunting. The ghost of the mage, or the spirit, I don't know. This mage that we're hunting. Tainer says, this man you speak of, he could be my father? We must go to him at once. Sarek says, agreed. I only hope that the man is... Now, there's no point in presuming the worst. Let's just make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. let's see if we can find this kid. His family. Let's see, do you have anything down there? You do, yeah. You don't have to run all the way. I need to get a drink of my tea. Hold on. Alright. I have some delicious iced tea that I'm drinking. "Ho there," says Sireg. "I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we might have him right here." "I fear there must be some mistake," says the carer. "The boy in question has already been found. This is him right here." "What?" says Tainer. "So it wasn't my father after all?" "This boy with you," says the carer, "he too has been separated from his family?" Sirg says, "Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped. Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be." Tainer says, "But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family?" The carer says, "Of course. Yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It's not a place for a young child to walk around unattended." Sirg says, "Indeed it's not. Guess that means either myself or Marigold here should accompany him." "The kid's fine." Forlorn boy says, "I'll go with him. The walk might help me, take my mind off things." Oh, is his dad now one of the infected or afflicted? Sirg says, "Not a bad idea. If the lad doesn't mind, I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone his own age." Okay, you two. Go find a family. Sirg says, "Take his mind off things? Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up?" Concerned carer says, "I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer." Oh, he's been turned into a sin eater. That sucks. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. "I see," says Sirg. "Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well." Just turn him loose in the Crystarium and be like, "Good luck." "Don't get me wrong, friend," says Sirg. "I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and the deadly sin eater is still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead, or worse, than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way." And I'll say, "Very well, but we must say that he is safe." Because I agree, there's not much else we can do right now until we know where he belongs. Sirg says, "Aye, that goes without saying. Let's have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's a kindly enough chap, and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. Throw him in the orphanage." Sirg says, "Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision, and I intend to take responsibility for it." Alright, I'm gonna put him somewhere safe. "Sorry, kiddo. We can't let you tag along. You will get killed. We don't want to make you dead." Where's that creepy boy, that kid that's all white? He's already almost all the way to being a sin eater. He's been looking at the sky and being a super creepy fella. There he is. Halric, my friend. My spooky boy. There you are. You just sits here like this. Look at him. Spooky child. I'm sorry you're having a rough time. And we bought him a nectarine, like so they could poison it and kill him. But I guess it hasn't been his time yet. Nectarines are his favorite food. So that's fun. Zarek says, bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows, and the other boy put two and two together, figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. Forlorn boy says, then I said my dad was attacked by a sin eater, and then he turned into one himself, so I asked, what if you turn into a sin eater too? Tainer's face went all white, and he kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again, and I just couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, shut up, just shut up, I bet you're turning into a sin eater already. Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? Zarek says, don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either of you for being a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west, and you take the east, and let's be careful out there. And then I'm going to have to stop our stream. Oh my gosh, wait, first we're going to look at how Midgard Stormer is hanging out on this guy's shoulder. Girl's shoulder. So cute. Okay, and now that we've done that, I'm gonna have to end the stream for now because I have to go make dinner. I'm making salmon and potatoes. I forget what else, some veggie with it. But I need to make the salmon before it goes bad. I don't want to wait till tomorrow, etc. Fun household things. So we will return at another point to hunt down that kid that ran off and see if we can help him and help him find his family. All right, thank you for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you later.